Good morning. I am Monalisha Padi and I am a legal intern at Lexis and Company. I am pursuing BBA LLB from Bharati Vidyapeeth New Law College, Pune, and today's topic is doctrine of proportionality. We'll start with the definition. The doctrine of proportionality finds its place in the administrative law and it is used at the stage of judicial review. The doctrine asserts that there must be a reasonable nexus between the desired results and the measures taken to reach that goal. The action taken must not be shockingly proportionate to the consciousness of the court, and the said action can be challenged by the way of judicial review. Sir John Rawls has described proportionality as a principle where the court is concerned with the way in which the decision maker has ordered his priority. Lord Displock in R versus Goldstein, in a bid to explain proportionality, said this would be indeed being a sledgehammer to crack a nut. Proportionality involves a balancing test which keeps a check on the excess or arbitrary punishments or encouragement upon the rights of necessity test, which takes into the account other less than um restrictive actions. Judicial review of legislative and executive action has been one of the most important developments in the field of public law in the last century. Though the concept of judicial review was developed in 1803 in the famous case of Marbury versus Addition, US 137. It is found applicable only into the later periods of the 28th century among the two executive and the legislative action. It is the judicial review of the executive actions, administrative action that has assimilated much content enrichment, particularly in the last decade. To achieve this limited function of judicial review, common law systems and civil law systems reacted differently and developed different processes. In common law jurisdiction, the concept of secondary review was developed to achieve this limited function of judicial review. Under the concept of secondary review, the courts would strike down administrative orders only if it suffers the vice of mandatory unreasonableness. It was held in Associated Provisional Picture Houses versus Wednesbury Corporation. It was a European case, which means that the order must be absurd that no sensible person could ever dream that it lay within the powers of administrative authority. The doctrine of proportionality is of European origin. It is imbibed in European Droit administrative, and it's one of the most important legal principles in the European administrative law. In Britain, the principle of proportionality has for so long has been treated as a part of Webster's principle of reasonableness, which postulated the basic standard of reasonableness that ought to be followed by a public body in its decisions. It stated that if a choice is so unreasonable to the point that no sensible expert could ever take those actions or employ the methods adopted, then such activities are subject to the libel and quashed through judicial review. Indian courts have always found it desirable to follow English precedents while deciding domestic cases. This has virtually been in the development of the administrative law in India. In spite of Article 226 and Article 32, read with Article 13 of the Indian Constitution, giving the constitutional courts wider scope to interfere with the executive orders. The Indian courts have chosen to follow the English concept of reasonableness. As the principle of proportionality evaluates two aspects of a decision, whether the relative merits of different objectives or interests were appropriately weighed or fairly balanced. The second is whether the measure in question was in circumstances excessively restrictive or inflicted an unnecessary burden on the affected person. The court in such case will not be concerned with the correctness of the decision, rather the method to reach such a decision. The decision making process involves attributing relative importance to various aspects in the case, and there the doctrine of proportionality enters. The Indian Supreme Court consciously considered the application of the concept of proportionality for the first time in the case of Union of India versus G. Ganayotham 2006. In this case, Supreme Court, after extensively reviewing the law relating to unreasonableness and proportionality prevailing in the English, held that the Wednesbury unreasonableness will be the guiding principle of India as long as the fundamental rights are not involved. However, the court refrained from deciding whether the doctrine of proportionality were to be applied with respect to those cases infringement of fundamental rights. Subsequently, came the historic decision of Supreme Court in Okumar versus Union of India AIR 2000 Supreme Court. It was in this case that Supreme Court accepted the application of proportionality doctrine in India. The Supreme Court found that administrative action in India affecting fundamental freedoms have always been tested on the anvil of proportionality, even though it was not expressly stated that principle that is applied is the proportionality principle. In Ranjit Thakur versus Union of India, an army officer disobeyed the lawful command of his superior officer by not eating food offered to him. Court martial proceedings were initiated and a sentence of 1 year rigorous punishment was imposed. He was also dismissed from service, with added disqualification that he would be unfit for future employments. It was held that the judicial review in administrative cases, generally speaking, is not directed against a decision but is directed against the decision making process. Most recently in Anuradha Bhasin versus Union of India, wherein the validity of internet shutdown and movement restriction in JNK was challenged in Honorable Supreme Court. It was held that the requirement of the doctrine of proportionality must be followed by the authorities before passing any order intending on restricting fundamental rights of individuals. In the first stage itself, the possibility goal of such a measure intended at imposing restriction must be determined. It ought to be noted that such goal must be legitimate. However, before setting on the aforesaid measure, the authorities must assess the existence of any alternative mechanism in furtherance of the aforesaid goal. The appropriateness of such a measure depends on its implication upon the fundamental rights and necessity of such measure. Only the least restrictive measures can be restored to by the states, taking into the consideration the facts and circumstances. Lastly, since the order has serious implications on the fundamental rights of the affected parties, the same should be supported by sufficient material and should be amenable to judicial review. That's all for the topic. Please subscribe, like, and comment to the channel. Thank you.